Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, students of semester 3. This is lecture number 5. In the last lecture, we have already learned some parts of the quantifiers. Today, we are going to continue talking about the grammatical term that is quantifiers. Let us start with the term both. We use both or both of when we want to talk about two things together. Both of and all of are used in the same places in sentences. But definitely the difference is that when you say both, you are talking about two things together. Let us move to another quantifier, that is each and every. We can use each or each of and every with singular countable nouns to mean all things or people in a group of two or more. So when you say each student, you are talking about any one of the students. Every student will mean all students, all in this side, the group of this community. Let us move to another quantifier, that is no or none. We use no or none, none of, instead of not or not any, to emphasize the negative idea in a sentence. So no and none expresses negative idea in a sentence. They show a negative idea of a sentence. Compare between these two examples. There isn't a key for this door, and there is no key for this door. If you say there isn't a key for this door, here the certainty is less. I mean, you are not confirming that there is no key for this door. But when you say there is no key, when you use no in place of isn't up, here this expresses more emphatic. You are more emphatic. There is no key for this door. No key for this door. It is more emphatic. Certain. When you say she didn't give me any help at all, compare this with she gave me no help at all. In the second sentence, as soon as you use no help, you are more emphatic. You are confirming that she didn't give any help, no help at all, a zero. Another quantifier is, or let us continue giving more examples of isn't a and none of. Sorry, there isn't any left. You can say sorry, there is none left. When you say there is none left, this is more emphatic. You confirm that there is none left. She didn't have any of the typical symptoms of cholera. Compare this with she had none of the typical symptoms of cholera. In the second sentence, when you use none of, here you confirm that there is no color. She doesn't quote any color. But in number one, that is, she didn't have any of the typical symptoms of cholera. She didn't have symptoms, but you are not confirming your idea. In the second sentence, there is you are more emphatic. You confirm the idea. She had none of the typical symptoms of cholera. She's safe. No cholera at all. Let us move to another quantifier, that is few and little. Remember, we use few for count nouns and we use little for non-count nouns. Both of them give the idea of few, not a lot of. We often use a few and a little in a positive way. For example, to talk about a small amount or quantity to indicate that this is enough, or suggest that it is more than we would expect. We often use few and little in a negative way. For example, to suggest that the amount or quantity is not enough is surprisingly low. This use of few and little is often rather formal. Used in rather formal. So generally, we use few for count nouns and we use little for uncount nouns, and they give or they indicate that the number or the amount we have is not. It depends on the expectation of the listener. If the listener expects zero amount or zero number, and you say few or little, this indicates a way of enough or a way of something. But if the listener expected a lot of, and you say few or little, of course this indicates not. Now students, let us move to many. We can use many between a determiner or possessive form and a following noun, particularly in rather formal speech and writing. Look at these examples. The letter could have been sent by any of his many enemies. We can use much or many with this and that, as in the following example. For examples, I have never had this much money before. Compare these sentences with many boys enjoy football. About boys in general. We are talking about boys. Many boys enjoy football. Compare this with many of the boys enjoy football. Here you are talking about a particular group of boys, because usually the definite article that indicates particular thing or person. When you say the boys, you are talking about a particular group of boys. When you say boys in general, you are not talking about a particular group of boys. You are talking about boys in general. Now, as usual, let us move to the corner of assignment. Here is an assignment. You have to do it, and please try to hand it before the next lecture. You have a week to do this assignment. Complete these sentences with some or any. either some or any. Use either some or any. Number one, she's going on holiday with friends in August. Use some or any. You remember the rule. Or you have to step back to the rule of the grammatical rule of using some and any. Number two, I'm sure he doesn't have dash evidence for his accusations. I'm sure he doesn't have what? Some or any evidence for his accusations. There was never dash question that she would return home, which teams some or any. Number four, wasn't there dash problem about your tax last year, which was some or any. I hope there wasn't dash damage to your car, which was some or any. Yes, this is the end of today. Thank you for watching.